Let's make our last game using Unity Playground. This is a game called Defender, which puts you in control of a turret on the ground where you will destroy asteroids falling from the sky. If you guys want any more Unity Playground tutorials, feel free to make a request in the comments. Okay, let's do this. Okay guys, something I did not mention before is that the Unity Playground comes with some demo projects. So if you go into assets, once you have Unity Playground installed, of course, assets, examples, you'll see a few projects here. So there's this adventure game, Defender, football, lander, maze, roguelike. What we are doing today is Defender. So if you go to Defender and double click on this scene called Defender, it will open up this. Okay, so I will just play for you what we are actually going to do today. We are going to attempt to replicate this. So you see we have this little turret and asteroids falling down from the sky. With the little ground here, they've put the little robot here, which is just for aesthetics, decoration in other words. And yeah, I think we will use this background as well and add in these flames as well. Gives it a nice little apocalyptic, world is coming to an end kind of look. Okay, let's get started with this then. Okay guys, open up Unity and create a new 2D project. Name it Defender and select your location. Click on create. This is going to be probably my last tutorial using Unity Playground, like I said, unless anyone makes any requests for more. I really just want to start getting into 3D games and start with some coding. So I think you guys will have a good understanding of the editor by now and how to use components and what components are used for. You guys have already attached some scripts, but we haven't looked at the code behind them. So we will start with that in the next tutorial, or the next tutorial after this series anyway. Okay, so you open up Unity, go to your asset store, remember that's window, asset store, or hit Control 9, search for Unity Playground, and install it. We've done this in previous tutorials, so I'm going to cut ahead to after I've imported this. Okay, I've got it imported. Just remember, if it pops up with the window that asks you to install or upgrade package dependencies, click on install or upgrade. Okay, I'm going to scene, down in my project view, click on assets, images. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add a ground made up of blocks, whatever bricks we have available, and I'm going to create a turret. And then we'll have asteroid spawning from the top heading down. Okay, so I'm going to go to images, let's go to blocks, and let's select this stone. That's quite a nice one. In stone we are going to stretch this across, but we want it repeated, so change draw mode in your inspector, change that to tiled, and then go and expand that to the right. Okay, I'm just going to leave the camera the same size, or the default size for now. I'm going to create a turret now out of this metal image. Okay, so select metal, drag it up, try to get it to the center. You'll have to eyeball this. Okay, it seems to be touching the ground. Just leave that there. Oh, you know what, I forgot. Let's create a new empty object, rename this. Remember, you can hit F2 to rename, or once you've clicked on game object, you can click again after waiting a few seconds. There you can rename it, or you can rename it in the inspector. So there's 3 ways. Okay, so I'm hitting F2 and I'm renaming this to turret. I'm going to drag this metal game object into my turret, so that's going to be one object. The reason I'm doing that is because I want it grouped, because I'm going to have this block at the bottom and I'm going to have another block on top for the nose, for the actual cannon part of the turret. Okay, and I'm going to do that by duplicating this and moving it up. Okay, hold V and grab the bottom left hand corner and snap it down to the bottom, and we are going to use the scale tool. So hit E on your R on your keyboard, or this icon here, scale tool. You can see it by hovering over it. You can hit that scale tool, and I just want to scale along the x-axis. So what you can do is grab this red square over here and scale it down, and yeah, I'm going to leave that like that. Looks a bit long, I think. Just hit R on your keyboard. Just select your rect tool again and select your metal and just drag that down so it doesn't look as funny. Okay, I think that looks okay. Nope, just short now. I'll make it a bit longer. Just a bit more. Okay, I think that looks okay. And let's see. Okay, so what we want to do is add a collider on our stone, which we are going to rename. Click on stone, press F2, let's name this ground, and we are going to add a collider onto it. So search for a collider and add in box collider 2D. Okay, and here what we can do is select auto tiling. If you hit auto tiling, it will automatically expand to cover the whole length of your ground object. Okay, I'm hitting save. Remember to always save. I will keep on harping on about that because people forget. You don't want to lose your work. Okay, turret. Let's get this moving. Okay, we need a script. So make sure you've got turret selected, the root one, and hit add component, and you are going to search for rotate. Select rotate, not auto rotate, but rotate, which will allow you to rotate using the keyboard. And I'm gonna leave it on arrow keys. Let's leave it at 5 and see what happens. Let's press play. Okay, oh, falling down. Okay, the rotate script added a rigid body automatically. So we are just going to remove the gravity scale, set it to 0. Let's press play. Okay, now we can rotate, but it's not quite the behavior I want. Okay, let's just see what's happening here. So we have the turret. Okay, let's just zoom out a bit and select your arrow tool or your move tool. Here you can see a bit better what's happening. So we actually want the center of the big block. Let's just rename this to base and rename the top to cannon. Okay, because that's the actual cannon. So we want the middle of the base to line up with the middle of the turret. You see the locations are different. Okay, so we want to bring that base up there. Okay, so let's do that by selecting base, and I'm just going to move it up. Move it up a bit more. You know what? That's not going to work out. That's going to be very tricky. So let's move base and cannon out and remove this turret game object. I'm going to rename base to turret. This is going to make controlling it a lot easier. Okay. So turret, and then move cannon onto that, and now we just have that. Okay, now we can just move cannon up. Okay, so we should be able to control this a lot better. So now we don't have to worry about lining the base up with the parent game object. We just have the base. Okay, I'm just going to add those scripts in again because it was on the base turret. So that was rotate. Now watch this, it will add in a rigid body as soon as I hit on rotate. It added in the rigid body. We wanted gravity to 0 and press play. And now it's rotating properly. Okay, great, it's just too fast. I'm not even pressing the button now, and it's just going off on its own because angular drag is very low. So let's set it to 7 and see if that's okay. Let's see how that behaves. Okay, that's dragging too much. Let's set it to 5. Seems to I'm still not happy with the control. I think it's a bit too slow. 4. Okay, 4 seems a bit better. I'm going to leave it at 4, so I'm still in play mode. I'm going to stop it. Remember, when you edit values in your inspector in play mode, it resets when you stop it. So I have to set angular drag to 4 again in edit mode so that it saves that value. Just playing around with the values in play mode just allows you to quickly change the values and see what happens. So we do that to avoid having to stop and start Unity all the time, or you stop and start the gameplay all the time. Okay, I think I'm going to call it for this video. In the next video we will add in our spawner at the top, which will spawn our asteroids, and add in the background and maybe the flames as well, and whatever other decorations. And we still need to do the user interface, so let's see how far we get in the next tutorial. Okay, catch you guys then.